As I'm sure absolutely none of you know, I actually do have a girlfriend, and we have been playing heads up poker for the last few weeks. And she came up with the idea that she wanted to actually play in a full ring game. So I took her out and we played. And today we're going to have her on to talk about her first playing session ever. I feel like this would be great for the channel because I'm bad at poker, but she's even worse at poker. So let's talk about her mindset of a new player beginning out and see what she thinks. So without further ado, let's get into it and bring her on. All right, here we are. And as you guys can see, she is a real person. Here. She's a girlfriend. Her name is Sierra, and today we will be talking about her hands in her first live cash game ever.
Where am I looking at?
Well, I don't know. Look at the
screen.
Just look at the screen.
Okay.
So, some background here. We've just been playing around at the house between each other, heads up. You know, whoever wins cooks dinner, and I've ate a lot of dinners lately. But she decided that she wanted to play in a full live ring game that I've been going to. So after some sweet talking, she convinced me to go, and here we are. So what I have pulled up on the screen here is her first ever poker hand played. I don't think you played a hand before this, did you?
No, this was my first hand.
This was the very... So she had folded a few hands, but... This is her first hand that she voluntarily put money into the pot and played. Okay? Right?
Okay. Yes.
All right. So going into the session, this is your first session ever. Going into the session, how did you feel?
Going into this session?
Yeah. When we first walked into the poker house and sat down at the table, what's going on?
My heart's beating so fast. Like, everything's moving too fast for me, and it's a lot to process at this time. But with this hand right here, you remember the whole thing?
Oh, I remember the whole thing, yes. And we're about to go over the whole thing.
Did he raise? Okay.
Too far. We'll get into that.
Okay, but I felt really confident.
I've tried to give our listeners some context before you even went to go here.
Okay, well, I felt good.
Felt good. So sitting at the table, you were nervous, but you felt good.
Right.
You were
I was pretty confident.
Okay, pretty confident. So we had discussed some strategy before we went to the poker house, right?
Mm-hmm.
What strategy did I give you? Like, what hand should you have been playing, and what strategy did I give you?
I'm only going to play high cards. High cards in the same suit. Kings, queens, aces. It's pretty much it.
And when I say you're going to play those cards, what do you mean by that? You're going to...
I'm going to bet. What do you mean? I'm going to raise.
We're going to raise those hands. All right. So with that kind of context and that kind of lead up, let's get into the hand here, right? As you can see, she followed my advice precisely because here we are with ace deuce in our hand. Okay. So we're going to start the hand here. She has ace deuce. She's just going to limp $3. As I said, you should be limping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was sarcasm. All right, so it's going to go around here. And our big blind here is going to make it another $10 to go. What's your thought process? This guy raises here. This is the first time you've ever been raised in a pot. What's going on?
This is pre-flop, so I'm just going to call here.
Just going to call. Why? What are you thinking? What's the plan? To see what happens?
I wanted to see the flop.
Okay. Not a bad play. I'm okay with that play. Just a call. You know, you got a decent hand. All right. So let's see what happens on the flop here. All right. So we're just going to call our 13 bucks. Boom. There's our flop. 3, 6, 9, 2 clubs. All right. So you see that flop. Let's hear about what you're thinking now.
So I'm immediately thinking, like, I have ace 2, 3. I have a straight draw here or a flush draw. The this guy has nothing. There's nothing here for him to work with at this time. And that's all I was thinking. I kept looking at the the flop, and I was like, I don't know what he could have here to make him raise pre-flop. So that's how I got confident here with my hand.
All right. I don't mind that analysis here. All right, but he's going to go ahead and continuation bet $20. All right. So using your thought process, you decide to.
Did I call here?
You make the call. You do make just the call with the $20. All right. Now, I think I would like to see a raise here.
Okay.
Right? For basically all the same reasons you just described, I want to see a raise. Because this hits your range a lot, right? Because you just lent call. He's raising. And as you said, he should not have these cards, right? He should not have 9s, 6s, 3s in his range. But you should. So I would like to see a raise here. Force him off of his, king, queen hands, his ace, king hands. Force him off of those hands. Because those hands can still beat you on the turn here.
Right.
But we elect to call. See what happens, right?
That's what I did.
Not a horrible play, just probably not the best play. Not the best play. All right. So we're just calling. We go to the turn. Queen of Hearts, pretty good card for us. We now pick up the nut flush draw. What do you think with the Queen of Hearts coming out there? You see it?
I knew right then. I should have done something here, but I didn't.
But the Queen's a good card for him.
It's a really good card for him, too.
For him, yeah.
But I felt really confident
with the hearts.
With the hearts.
Okay. So you say that's a good card for him, but what does he do?
He raises again.
No, he doesn't. He checks.
He checks.
I'm glad you really remember your first hand ever played here.
I was so nervous.
So he checks.
And I raise here.
No, you don't. You check too. Again. Okay,
I'm seething across the table.
I don't like that play at all. That's probably your worst play right there.
Okay.
I'll buy the call on the flop, but you need to have a plan on the turn to river, right? When you hit your card there, you need to be betting it, right? That's your card. He checked it. If he would have had ace queen, king queen, something like that, he's going to bet it, right? So if that hit him, he's going to bet it. But you called the flop. The queen most likely missed him. So he checked it to you, and you checked just to give him another free card, right? There's no point to that. There's already almost $70 in the pot. I would have liked to see a half pot bet here, and most likely that's going to end up taking it down. But I feel you check, and I feel like the check there, it's almost forcing you to hit your hand because he's not giving you credit for a hand at that point. When you check, now if you call and then he checks and then you bet, he's going to be like, okay, she's got something here, either a 9, a straight draw, flush draw, something, right? Where if he's just got ace jack here, he's going to fold out. So I would have liked to see a bet here, but you elect to check. So
first time.
First, I get it. First, this is your first, not just your first time, your first hand. All right, here we go. To the river. Oh, we hit our card. The King of Hearts comes out, right? What are you thinking when you see the King of Hearts?
I totally have it right here.
You got it. You got the stone cold junk locked nuts right here.
Okay. And I don't remember what I was thinking at this moment. I just knew I won the hand. Like, immediately I knew. But I knew he didn't have anything going on because he would have raised.
But he does have something here because he does lead into you for $35 right now. So about a half pot bet, he leads into you.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think when he leads into you? What do you put him on at that point?
I just think he's trying to bluff me at this point. That's what I was thinking.
Is he trying to bluff you? I mean, the king, again, for all the same reasons you've been going over the last few times, The king's a good card for
It
him,
is
right?
a good card for him.
So
I
don't you think that he has a king?
But I still win this hand.
You do, but you want him to have a king, right? Because you've got the best hand possible.
I do, yeah.
So it's good if he has a king because you can raise and win.
Right.
And he's going to pay you.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Oh, okay. But that's what you should be thinking.
I know.
You're like, okay.
I was just thinking that he just, right here on the flop, there's no hand right here for him. Okay, so I just didn't know what I was thinking at the end. I was like, I won this hand.
You were just so excited you won.
Yeah.
That you didn't give a fuck what he had.
Right.
You're like, and he bet into me? Oh my gosh. All right, so you do make a mistake here on the end. You try to raise, which is the correct thing to do, but you do a string bet.
Yes, I did.
And it ends up just being a call. Because you tried to put out the 35, and then you tried to put the rest of your stack into there, and it was just a call.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was watching this play out, and I thought we were broke within the first 20 minutes. I thought I was like, she's got some weird like 9-5 hand here, and she's just gonna go broke because he's blatantly flashing lights. I have a king, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, okay, she just stacked off her. Like what you said that I think he's bluffing. That's what I thought because I would bluff you in this spot when we're playing heads up. So I saw that coming. And I was like, she's going to call him with like a 6 or a 9 here, and she's going to get stacked. But you didn't! You flipped over the ace deuce, and I couldn't believe it. We win the hand. He actually had king 10 there. And we have video, or she took a picture of this hand.
You made me take a picture.
Right here. So there's video evidence of the first hand ever won in the Sierra McLean poker career. Trained by me. But this is not how I trained her. I don't agree with this play. There was mistakes made, but she hit her hand and she won.
You were disappointed.
And you won a bonus for this hand too.
No, I
you on the
this
next
was
hand.
the best hand, remember,
at
the time, and then my hand. So both my hands were the
That's true.
best hands of the night.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. All right, on to the next one. What's up, guys? All right, we're on to video 2. Everybody needs to tell my girlfriend that she looks pretty right now. She does not believe me when I say it.
And you just made a joke.
Okay.
It's not funny.
All right, we're on to hand 2. So, we recently won our ace-high flush hand there, and now we're on, this is like probably 20, 30 minutes later. This was pretty short after the first hand. Did you lose a hand here or there? You might have called some flops and folded, but we didn't really get into any hands. Yeah,
until the end.
We didn't really get into any hands. But this is about probably half hour into the session, so we already hit the nut flush. Now we've got pocket 6s. And so, is this like your first pocket pair that you got here?
Yes.
Yeah? So this is, oh wow. This is your very first pocket pair you've ever gotten in a live game. Is pocket 6s, right? So you look down, you see 6s, what do you think?
Going for it.
Going for it. This is it. I got a pair in my hand. I would disagree with that. I would say it's a 50-50 fold. If you got a lot of players in the pot, you're getting good odds, all right, call. But heads up, you're not going to want to be playing 6s. You're just going to want to let it go.
No, not heads up. You said heads up.
I know, but like heads up in a ring game. Like if it's just one guy raises you and you have to call. But if there's like 5 people in the hand, might as well call and see a flop. All right, but here we go. Let's see what happens. So early position makes it $10. We're going to call with our 6s here. Okay, so we're basically set mining. I'm okay with that. I think a few more people call 10, so we got a good pot going of about $43. And would you look at that flop, right?
Perfect.
3 6s. Very first hand, very first pocket pair we've ever played. We hit trips right off the rip with really no other draws out there. All right. So you see the 6 out there. What goes through your head?
The flop is weak, is what I'm thinking.
But there's a lot of players in this pot. A lot of players.
So I'm just thinking everybody has, pocket kings or queens here.
Wow, everybody has pocket kings. Okay.
or queens,
Or queens.
jacks,
Queens.
whatever. Or aces. Something. They're all. Stop! You're so mean. But no, I felt really stop. I'm talking about the flop right here.
I got it. Yeah. Good
Okay, so there's really nothing to work with here. So, in my mind,
Okay.
what I'm thinking as an amateur is
Everybody's got pocket aces or kings or queens.
yeah,
Okay.
because that's what you told me to play. So I'm like,
Yes. As you can tell, we're really working that out well. That's what I told you to play. Here we go. It's sixes. All right, so let's see what happens. We got check the pre-flop raiser continuations bets for $20. What are you thinking?
what did I do here?
You just call.
Okay, I was fine with that.
Okay, I'm fine with that too. That you flop too big right here to scare anybody off, right? You want him to have, ace king, ace queen, and you want that ace on the turn or something, you know.
Right.
So let's just keep somebody. I mean, there's really nothing you're scared of here, right? There's no flush draw, no reason to raise. 100% okay with the call right here. All right, so let's see what happens. Everybody else gets away. So now we're heads up with our set. All right. Little scary card on the turn. Little scary card. We got 8-9 with the 6 out there. So 7 makes it open-ended.
Yeah.
And now the hearts are out there. It's a little scary of a
So
card.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
At that moment.
All right. So what happens here? He continues.
Yeah.
Right. He continues. So what do you think?
Call here.
You do call here, but why do you call?
I honestly don't know.
Great analysis. So I would have liked to see a raise here because the board is getting a little more scary.
Yeah.
I want to pay if he's got ace king of hearts. I'm gonna make him pay to see that heart, right? Like I'm gonna make it a couple hundred to see that heart, and or if he has a 7, like ace 7 of hearts or something, I want to definitely make him pay to see it. But we end up just calling. Okay.
Because I also could have the next one could be a 7. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do there? Like, what if it's a 7 on the end?
Mm-hmm.
Now a 10 or a 5?
And that I was thinking that also.
Okay.
That's
what
what I was thinking.
What would you have done before I show the river? What would you have done if it's a 10 on the river or a 7? I'm sorry, 7 on the river. Would you have folded?
No.
You're still calling no matter what.
Right.
Okay. Okay. But wouldn't you know it, the first freaking hand, the first pocket pair we're ever dealt in our entire professional career, we hit quads. What the hell is going on? We hit quads. I couldn't believe it. Okay. So, our man here checks to you. What are you thinking now? You see this. You see this. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You got 4 6s.
I know. I was like, oh my god. I can't cuss on here, but I was like, oh my god. WTF. This is amazing. But I don't do anything. I didn't raise or anything, did I? No, I never raised.
You never raised, but you bet.
Yeah.
Here, you got to bet.
Yeah.
You got the stone cold nuts again.
Right.
You got to bet. You bet.
I'm just gonna bet you, I remember.
You go all in, actually.
I did go all in on this
You did go all in.
I forgot. That's how nervous I was. Like, the whole night was a blur.
She was ready. But she didn't. I had no idea. Honestly, I'm watching this hand from the outside. I had no idea what you had. I was praying you had a set of 9s for a full house, 9s full of 6s, because I did not want you to get snapped off. But you do go all in here, and he folds. But I don't know if it'll show you what he had. He had ace-7. He had ace-7. So the turn gave him a straight draw. So that's why he continued on the turn. So he had outs. He could hit a 5 or a 10 for a straight. But you hit your quads here, and you won the pot. So I guess the all-in on the end wouldn't have mattered.
But you agreed with everything I did in this.
Most everything. The only thing I disagree with is on the turn, the flop was great. You're just smooth call there, right? Mm-hmm. That flop is too good for your hand. Nobody else can really have anything. But now when the 8 comes on the turn, Now we
That's
got
what I'm like.
now we got flushes out there. We got straights out there.
But then
And you
I
just call.
could have though too, a straight draw on the turn.
You
If I
could,
had,
but you don't.
like a set, yeah,
But you don't.
I know.
You have a set of sixes.
Right, I know.
So you want to make him pay if he has hearts, which is most likely he has like ace queen of hearts or something here if he continued. But he had ace seven, which is also a straight. So he had outs. He had some equity there, 8 outs. But you hit your quads, and this is actually what works out to be the high hand. You get paid an extra $50 or something for this hand, right? This was the last significant hand you played. There was as the night went on, I could tell you got a little more impatient. Is that what you would say? Impatient?
Yes.
Because
I was folding so much.
As you should have been. And I think I did preface before we went out there, you'd be folding 95% of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 99% of your hands you'd be folding. Mm-hmm. So toward the end, we were playing our ace-4 offsuit, our jack-6s. We were playing a lot of hands. But at the end of the night, you were in for 200, and we left with 300, right? You left with 300 bucks.
Yeah.
305 on the nose. So a winning session. We might have got a little lucky, but we got those first-time jitters out, you know. Now you're a little more comfortable. You know what's going on. So would you go back? You do it again? What's your overall thoughts here on the live poker?
I have to sit further away from you.
Why?
I can't
Sit further away from me.
I can't be getting the stank eye from you. And also, yes, I feel more comfortable.
The stank eye? Why do you think I was giving you the stank eye?
Because you knew, I mean, there was 2 hands where we split the pot. There was 2 of those hands that happened.
Yes.
And then you were like, I totally wouldn't have played any of that.
Because you started playing garbage.
I feel comfortable. Yeah. I feel comfortable. It is faster than I'd like it to be, but
you'll get.
I'll get used to it.
With time, it'll be slow. Now it seems slow to me.
I mean, I was just so nervous about the rotation and how that worked, and now that I know that it's...
Well, all right, that's it for us here on Average J Poker. We're out of time. But yeah, that's our very first hands. We hit nut, flush, and quads. So good night for us.
I don't know where I'm looking still.
Just look at this. Actually, look down. Look down. Just look down. All right, that's the averages of the average poker players right there. Until next time, we'll see you guys.